Good morning and welcome to Live with Swagger. And I am your host, Kathy Blaze Jefferson. I am so excited to have Miss JaQuitta Robinson here with us today. Thank you for joining us today, JaQuitta.
Thank you so much for having me.
Such a pleasure. I'd like to read a little bit of your bio because you have an amazing bio, and I know that they all want to know what's going on with Mr. Quetta here.
Okay.
JaQuitta Robinson is a powerhouse beauty entrepreneur, industry speaker, and authority in luxury client experiences. With more than 20 years in the beauty industry, she has built a reputation not only for elite artistry, but for transforming how women experience beauty. As a founder and CEO of Pretty in Pink Bra and Beauty Bar, Robinson has created a premium beauty destination known for confidence driven transformations and an unmatched luxury environment. Her medical background as a cardiopulmonary practitioner informs her signature comfort bra method, which redefines the permanent makeup experience by combining advanced technique with intentional comfort for natural, empowering results. Welcome and thank you for joining us today, Jaquetta. So, you are a cardiopulmonary practitioner
Yes.
who has gone into the beauty world.
Yes.
Can you tell me what inspired that first off?
Well, what inspired it is I don't only do brows. So I've always loved to help people. That's one of the reasons why I got into healthcare. So one of the things that I enjoy is being able to restore confidence in people. I work with the lung portion of my career, so it's lung and heart diagnosis and treatment of lung and heart diseases.
Um,
But the lung portion of it, a lot of my patients have to come to me to be cleared before chemo. So we will look at what their lung function is. And then after chemo, I test their lung function again to see if there's any decline as a result of the chemo. One of the things a lot of those people suffer with is that they went through chemo or radiation, they've lost their brow hairs, they've lost their lashes, their hair has fallen out. And I myself have struggled with thin, sparse brows
mm,
for, and some are cosmetic reasons, some people it's medical ailments. And
uh-huh.
I just wanted to figure out another way that I can help reach these people, not just being at the bedside or in the clinical setting. So during COVID, I had started a lash line, started selling lashes because I'm allergic to the lash glue and I can't wear individual lashes.
Okay.
And my fiance was the one who was like, you really should think of some type of service. Like, how can you serve the people? And that's where Pretty in Pink Brown Beauty Bar was born.
That is awesome. You know what? You're an angel on both bedsides.
Thank you.
Oh, because they are lying down on both beds.
Yes, absolutely. That's right.
And where did the name come from?
So the name for well, number one, pink is my absolute favorite color.
Okay.
But the name itself is the fact that I love pink, and then there is a movie from the '80s that Molly Ringwald stars in called
Yes,
Pretty
yes.
in Pink, and that is one of my favorite movies ever. And her personality and how she is, and some of the struggles that she went through, really resonates with me and my upbringing. So just loving that movie and pink being my favorite color, it fit perfectly.
Oh, awesome, awesome. I'm just focusing on your T-shirt, Psycho Bunny.
Yes, yes. This is I should have had on a t-shirt that said pretty in pink. But this is it's a clothing brand that my fiance actually was telling me about, and it's actually really comfortable. And then she was telling me the meaning behind the name, and I was like, I want to wear it. So I got Psycho. She said what it stands for, Psycho Bunny. Everybody can have a little crazy side to them, which is the psycho
That's true.
part. But bunnies are so soft and
Yes,
timid and loving at the same
yes,
time. So that's what their brand stands for. So shout out to Psycho Bunny.
yeah. Well, I am glad you touched on the part about transforming beauty because that was one of my questions for you. I know, when I get my eyebrows done, I feel like a different person. I mean, I always tell people I feel like I got two rugs lying on the top of my face because that's how they have no shape. And I have a scar on one of them. And it really intimidates a lot of people when it comes to
Mhm,
doing my eyebrows. Either they
mhm,
cut in front of it or
mhm.
they don't do it, shape it enough. It just intimidates them. So for you, what does it mean to transfer how women see beauty?
It's really important for that because we're sometimes we're our worst enemy, and we're very self-conscious about what we look like and how people see us and how people view us. So for women, like even with the brows, being able to restore that confidence in them, and people not be afraid when they see something like a scar, any type of service provider, like, oh, I don't know, should I touch it, should I do this? The person's
Right.
already self-conscious about what they
Mm,
have. So you
that's
need to be really comfortable. And I deal with that with brows. I also do scalp micropigmentation, and I
okay.
do areola reconstruction for women who have mastectomy. So they get a
Oh,
3D areola tattoo. So that's really, you're already dealing with someone who's uncomfortable
that's true.
and dealing with something. So to make them feel as comfortable as possible as a service provider, and putting yourself in their shoes. Everybody has something relatable that they're self-conscious
Mm,
of.
mm. You know what? That is so true because I have a family member who just went into, she had surgery and she was talking about, I mean, she just had surgery, but she's already feeling some of the insecurities of her body. And
Mm,
so I strongly understand what you're saying about how women feel with their brows, their body, their hair. We go
mhm,
through a Men do too. We go through a lot of
mhm.
things in life, and a lot of times we have to deal with the insensitive comments and things that are said in the world
Yes.
that makes us feel even worse. And we don't want to go out. I mean, we don't want to show our hair. And then when we don't, we wear wigs. Someone's complaining
Mhm.
about that.
Right.
Or, or if we're putting eyelashes on because we don't have eyelashes, someone has something to say about that.
Hmm.
So where do we fit in?
Right.
So being that practitioner and the other side of a beauty professional, you're touching, do you still feel like you're that medical person when you're over on the other side? Do you still feel
Yes.
like you're giving that care?
Yes, I do. I still give that care. I always give that care. Definitely feel that way. And there's so much involved in the type of brows that I do. So I still always wear the medical hat. There are people who will say to me, "Oh, I just got my brows done. I'm not supposed to get them wet, right?" Other brow professionals tell me, "Oh, get them wet," and I immediately
Right,
jump into the medical profession. No, I want you to wash your brows. It's an open wound. You have to avoid infection. You're dealing with needles, you're dealing with skin. You have to still
right.
know so many different medical things that you should be required to learn to be able to do this type of profession. So I am always wearing both hats.
Well, thanks for sharing that because I know I was told that before. Don't get them wet. So
Mm-mm.
thanks for sharing that because I'm sure a
Yes,
lot of people have been told that. So
yes.
they go around not cleansing their eyebrows or whatever because they
Hmm.
were told not to do it from someone that wasn't a medical professional.
Right.
So with this industry, it seems to be growing a lot with medical professionals. Do you know the statistics on that? Do you happen to know the statistics on that?
I do not know the statistics on that. However, I will tell you that I personally know a lot of medical practitioners, nurses, cardiopulmonary practitioners that have transitioned into beauty service. They have literally left their job working in the medical field in the clinical setting and have opened up their own beauty business. And it is
Um,
becoming more and more common to see it.
yes. So one of the other things I wanted to talk, you are a respected mentor and strategist. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I have to first give a huge homage to my mentor, which is Candace, the seven figure spa chick. She mentored me in growing my business, how to market, how to strategize. And I'm able to take the things I learned from her and apply that to my mentees now. So I wouldn't have been able to do that without learning some of the things I've learned from her. I
Right.
started to wanting to mentor other people who come into this field because when I first decided I wanted to do this, it was a 3-day class. And I
Oh,
said to myself, how in the world can someone learn how to do something on someone's face that is the use of needles, numbing
ooh,
agents, pigments, certain colors, different skin types, different demographics in 3 days?
in three
And
days.
I didn't feel comfortable, and I was like, no, there has to be a different way. I want to teach these women the right way to do this, and that is what made me earn the respect I have teaching and mentoring, because I immediately say, I know that you want to do this in a few days, and you
Right.
think you can do it and get quick and rich really quick, and that's not how it happens. You want to learn the right way, do it the right way so that you have a really good reputation in this
Of
field.
course, and now when you're using some of the products that you're using, and you're touching folks' face and using whatever it is to, I don't know, waxing or
Hmm.
threading, and I mean, there's all these different methods, but you still are touching and doing things to someone's body.
Right.
So 3 days of training, I mean, you
Hmm.
can't touch everything. So
Right.
it's one of those learn as you go things when you really think about it.
Absolutely. And learning as you go in this field is very dangerous because this is
Yes.
somebody's face and you can't,
Yeah.
you mess that up, and eyebrows, that's one of the first things people notice when they look at you.
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
Hmm.
Most definitely. Bridging the gap between the artist and the CEO. Tell us about that.
Ooh, I'm still bridging that gap. I will say that it's I have come to the point that I realize I still can be the artist and the CEO. However, being the CEO also requires me to start now building a team,
Uh,
because being the CEO, it's just me,
yeah.
and I'm wearing so many hats. So now,
Right.
in the beginning, it was I'm the artist behind the chair, but then when I'm not behind the chair, I have to also be the marketer, the social media
Mm,
manager, the accountant, the bookkeeper, you know, all of those things all in one. So now I'm slowly building a team of all of those things so I can focus more on being behind the chair,
okay.
because when you're wearing both hats all the time. Now it's taking time away from home, family, and myself.
Right.
And it's important
Right.
to have self care. I can't pour into myself by
That is
wearing
so
both.
true. That
Yeah.
is so true. Because then you start, like, as you stated, your family life, your self care life, you start to deplete other areas.
Right.
And what happens when you start depleting the artist part of it? And that's the part that you may love.
Right. And I haven't come to that part, and I'm grateful. I will say that if anybody comes to the part where they're depleting the artist level of this business, then they need to take a step back and take a break.
Mm,
Because if you cannot give your all and pour into the artistry, you should not be doing it, because you'll cut corners. You're not going to
right.
do it right. You're not going to put your all into it, and you're not going to be able to give your best. And that is what the client is expecting from you when they have trusted
Mm.
your hands to build something that they already are struggling with.
Yeah. What does customer service mean to you?
Customer service. The customer service to me is very important. That starts before the client even walks into the door.
Mm.
Customer service starts the minute that they see an ad or a post or something about wanting about brows or any of the services that I offer. Wow, this looks interesting. Look what she offers. That's important to me, that the level of customer service starts. They get to the booking site and they're like, wow, look at how this is. Look at the follow up, the text, the emails reminding me of my appointment, asking me, are there any questions before? If you have good customer service,
Mm.
your clients will be your marketing for you. So, customer service is so important because they will market your business for you.
Wonderful, wonderful. I have one more question, then I want to look at some of the comments over there. What you've given us so much already. What makes you stand out from the next?
What makes me stand out? What makes me stand out from the next is I'm me. I'm authentically me. And I try to be very transparent with my clients, very upfront with them. I am not the artist that will say, hey, you want to touch up, but maybe this service isn't for you. Microblading might not be for you. It's not good for your skin type. It's not going to last. But hey, I want to take your money anyway. No, it
No.
doesn't matter how much money I'm going to make. I'm always going to do what's best for you. It may
One,
not be right for you now at this time, and it's not about the money. It's about doing the right thing, and that's what
yes.
separates me from others.
I love business women like you.
Thank you.
You know what? Because we hear so much on the other side. That's why.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yes.
and when it comes to business, I mean, especially business of people of color, we always hear these negative things. So it's
Hmm.
always good to hear someone who's not cutting corners and putting the customer first.
Right.
So
That's
I
important.
love that. Let's see what we have here. Oh, Francesca says, I love Pretty in Pink too.
Ah, isn't it the movie or the color? Everything. Just Pretty in Pink is the best.
That's so true. How that I have now that I have scars, I understand this. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And you are beautiful with that scar, Francesca.
That's right. You absolutely are.
Yes,
You
you
absolutely are.
are. Shout out to Candace. We love her.
Yes, Candace is amazing. She really is. The way she pours into her community, and I have made so many pivotal changes in my business because of her. So I'm so grateful for her.
That is wonderful. So I know that you have a presentation for us today. So why
Mhm.
don't we get started on that?
Okay, sounds good. So what you guys are going to see, I'm going to. This is Kiana. This is our model. So I am going to map Kiana's brows out so you guys can see the process of mapping. When you get your brows done, everybody can't have the same brows. It's not, one size fits all. Your brows should start in line with the bridge of your nose. Just get this right. So your brows should start in line with the bridge of your nose. The tail of your brows should be diagonal from the tip of your nose right past the corner of your eye. So we mark those points. And then your arch, it's based on where your brow bone is. So we want to feel for your brow bone. Some people have a higher arch. So we feel for that bone, and that's how we determine how to shape the brows out. So I'm gonna do this. It's gonna look it's gonna be fast. But it is something that when you're first learning how to do brows can take an hour for some. So I use a pre-inked string. So this string already has ink on it. I mark the middle point of her nose. And then where I told you we start in line with the bridge of the nose, we mark those points. And then I'm gonna mark the width of her brows. Let me get a different string. That's a little more ink.
She has beautiful eyebrows.
Thank you. This is actually going to be her yearly touch up because I
Oh,
did her brows. Yep. So this is actually going to be her yearly touch up that she's going to get today.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So these are pretty and pink brows you guys are looking at. All right. So there's her width. And we mark where her tails are. So this is a little bit of geometry, and I always laugh and say, when I was in school and we had geometry class, I was like, what are we gonna? I'm never gonna need geometry again.
That's what you thought, huh?
And yes, because it is a lot of symmetry. You have to make sure that these lines cross in a certain point so that you know that they're this in the same place on each brow. In the beginning, when people are learning, we use a mapping ruler that helps beginners. But you'll see a lot of artists that have been doing brows for a long time don't need to use it,
Mm.
unless you have someone that comes in and they have no brow hair at all. There's zero brow hairs,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
just skin. Even the most experienced artists, we're going to use that mapping ruler.
Mm.
So that's the mapped version of this brow here.
Okay.
So we've shaped her out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just a small portion of once we map out your brow. Typically, I will clean up any hair that's outside of the mapped area with a straight razor. So there's no hair in the way and we can see our line clearly.
So, JaQuitta, did you prep her before and just waxing or whatever your
No, nope,
process is?
no.
No?
Mm-mm. So I will still fully clean her up once we're done, just like the little hairs. Like if you come in a little bit, you can see, the little hairs that are here. We'll clean those up with the straight razor. Once we're done, we clean up the hair, any little fuzzy peach fuzz that's most of us have here. Some of us don't see it. And then when we clean this brow, this hair that you see here that's outside the line, I'll also clean that up.
Okay.
All right. So her brows look pretty defined already because they were done a year ago. So now we're touching up just to refresh the color. I usually recommend everybody come in once a year to keep the color fresh, especially if you're someone who's out in the sun a lot in the
Mm.
summertime. You like to go to the beach. The sun could fade the color of the brows a little more. So you can see her brows, they look good, but if you look at in between where the lines are, they're a little lighter than we'd like them to be.
Mm.
So we're gonna go ahead. We use a permanent makeup machine with a little needle. I'm gonna show this area. We dip the machine into the pigment, and then you'll see. And with the comfort brow method, what I did do before we started was I put some pre-numbing on her so that she does
Oh,
not feel any pain.
okay.
Yeah. We stretch the skin. It's very important for people to stretch the skin. And I want you guys to notice with my comfort brow method, a lot of people's concern is, oh my God, does it hurt? You will notice if it hurt, your client would be flinching, scrunching their brows. She is not going to feel any pain at all.
So this has been a
Come on, I'm sorry for
year.
you too.
It's been a
Mm-hmm.
year since you've done anything to her bras as far as the the permanent coloring.
Yes.
I mean, look, I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking in from the outside. She looked like she had perfect brows right there.
Yeah, we're gonna fill in that, make the color, a little bit more prominent. We refine the shape. We'll refine the shape, so that it's, more precise, a little more precision underneath. It's like when you get your brows done, you do your makeup, you put a little concealer under the brow to make it pop a little more.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing when we refine the outline and the shape. We fill that color in. And as you guys can see, no, she's not flinching. Kiana,
No.
are you feeling any pain? No. Okay. And I'm going to actually wipe away this section in a second so you guys can see what it looks like with the first pass.
So with Kiana's brows, like I said, she looked like she has perfect brows there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Are there any imperfections there that you had to repair? I mean, are there any areas where there wasn't any hair there, or is
No,
some of
so
it coloring?
she's got if you come, I'm gonna have you come in closer. So if you see the line that I shaped, right? So I
Yes.
brushed this part up. Right here, there's no hair.
Okay, I see
You
it
see,
now.
there's
Yes.
no hair here. So
Yes.
we're gonna
Okay.
go over, when I go over this spot and wipe away, which I'll do this area. When I wipe away, you're gonna see the coloration, the color there, the pigment there. So
Mm.
it's gonna look filled in, like as if she used a brow pencil.
Uh-huh.
You okay, Key?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Because we want people like me to have a scar to know theirs can look that beautiful as
It
well.
can, oh, I have lots of clients that I can cover their scar.
Mm.
Many I go right over it. It's just a certain needle configuration that I use that I can cover their scar. And another service I offer is scar camouflage. So people who just have a natural scar, you could have a scar that's on your knee and you want it to be covered because you're self-conscious. You know, sometimes people have knee replacement and they
Right.
have that scar. I do a scar camouflage. So it's the color, it's your skin tone so that
Okay.
you can't see that there's a scar there. All right, so I'm gonna pass through this whole brow and wipe away. And as I'm going back and forth, you actually can see the little dots of pigment. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. So that was the first pass. We actually do two, sometimes three, depending on how dark the person wants the brow.
Uh-huh. So I know that we talked about cleaning your face and washing it afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain amount of time that you should wait after have this procedure done?
The very next morning, I have you washing your face.
Okay.
So now you can see that little area I showed you that had no, it was like a little bald spot. You couldn't see anything. It was no color.
I'm trying to get the camera.
Correct.
There you go. And now that color is right in there. So that's the,
Nice.
yep. So that's the very first pass that we did. So we would go through, we will do a second pass. Once we do that, then I go and clean up all these little hairs and her brows will be done. And she won't come back and see me again for another year.
Very nice. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
So throughout the year, are you doing any maintenance or anything? Would you do any maintenance for her?
If she needed maintenance as far as like waxing or threading,
Uh,
that is something that is offered where, you know, hey, if you need your brows cleaned up, but because your brows, the shape is there, you can't mess it up.
uh,
Everybody leaves with an aftercare kit that has the ointment and everything they need for the healing process. And then they get a little brow razor. There really is, you don't need to go and pay to get your brows waxed and threaded unless you have something special coming up and you want to clean them up, but you don't need to. You can take the brow razor and you just will go underneath the shape of the brow that I've created and clean it up. So it depends. Some people do that. Every once in a while you can go, like even me, myself, I'll go and have them thread the little hairs just to make it
Um,
clean, but
so
it's not necessary.
so pretty much just stand on top of it when you know,
Yes,
yes, when you're in your face every day, so you know if there's a few pieces of hair there.
exactly. Yep.
Yes. So you've been in this industry 20 plus years. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. So where do you see say Pretty in Pink in the next 5 years? Is there anything you have any plans to expand with any other?
Yes. So I want to say 20 years in this beauty industry started with me doing Mary Kay.
Okay.
And I was a makeup artist. I've been a makeup artist 20 years. It's something I do not promote because I don't want to do makeup unless it's people will come, like my niece had prom. I did her makeup for the prom. Some
Mm-hmm.
people I know, hey, I'm getting married. Can you do makeup? I'll do it for you. But I've been doing that 20 something years. This has been almost 5 years about here doing the brows and everything. Um, I'm gonna say my next. When I started this with Pretty in Pink, I started in a room the size of probably a closet. Like I had a bed and I could just spin around in a circle. That was it. Then
Uh,
I upgraded and went to a 10 by 12 suite. And then I knew from there that I wanted to expand into a full salon space, which was something my fiance and I talked about. So
uh-huh.
now I'm in a full salon space, which has other service providers. So we
Okay.
have a barber, we have two locticians, a natural hairstylist, and a braider, all women, all minorities.
Nice. Very
So
nice.
that is the what I want to expand, and I'm hoping the future within the next 5 years that two things that we'd like to see in growth is to have a another location, possibly in maybe Atlanta, maybe in Texas. We're thinking of those areas to have a
Mhm.
second location. And I also would like to offer a full school setting because when I do my mentoring now, I do one on one because then I'm able
Okay.
to give the full attention, not having a
Yeah.
class with 20 people.
Right.
So
Right.
I'd like to grow to a full training, have like an actual school as well within the beauty bar.
Yeah. Are you mentoring others to train as well?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Well, I'd like to know where are you currently located at?
We are located in New Windsor, New York. We're about an hour north of New York City.
Okay. Okay. And where can our audience find you?
The best place to find me is on Instagram. It's Pretty in Pink, Pretty in Pink Brows. That's where you can find me on Instagram. And then within Instagram, I have my link tree where you can go look at my website, the other services I offer. You can also follow us on Facebook, find out about our training that we offer. I do travel.
Okay.
So if you're someone that's like, hey, I love her work, but I want my brows done, but I'm in Georgia, she's in New York, travel
Mm,
services are offered. I have many clients who have come from Texas, Atlanta, LA. I did Salt from Salt and Pepper. She came from LA to get her brows done. Many other celebrity clients, they travel from all over, or I'll travel, but you do not have to be a celebrity for me to travel to you. I will travel to you.
nice, nice, nice. One other question: do your new clients have to have a consult first before scheduling an appointment with you?
Typically, I like people to have a consultation. I offer free consultations.
Oh,
There are people who have gone on my website and just booked the service. Those are people who have been watching me for a long time. They've researched brows, they know everything, and they're like, okay, I'm ready to do it. For the most part, people will come in for a consultation and we will discuss different options. I want to look at their skin. Have you had this done before? This service may not be for you.
right.
There's so many different moving parts. We may have to choose a certain type of pigment. There's hybrid, there's organic,
Mm,
minerals. So having a consultation is the best. It doesn't have to be in
right.
person. we can do virtual. So when we have people from out of state or out of town who are interested, we would do a FaceTime consultation.
Right. Have you ever experienced anyone having any allergic reactions to the products
Never.
or the
Not
procedure? No.
not the products that I use, no.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay. Well, it was such a pleasure having you here today.
It was
And
my
I'd like
pleasure.
to and I'd like to ask you, how's your experience been with Swagger this far?
It's been great. I absolutely love the experience with you. The gentleman Jarmel that was working behind the scenes to put this together, amazing. I appreciate you guys inviting me to your platform and sharing your platform with me.
Wonderful. I enjoyed having you here today and just watching and hearing all the details of what you do. I'm going to say it again. You're an amazing woman. Keep up the
Thank
great
you.
work. Keep
Thank you.
mentoring our professionals the right way, like you're doing. Okay, so we're not
Thanks.
having people out there hurting folks. So
Right.
so keep that going. So again, you guys can find Pretty in Pink on Instagram. You have any questions, I'm sure she'll answer those questions. And I
Yes.
had is it Mel R said like and share the broadcast. Yes, we will share it. You share it too. Okay, and again, thank you for joining us today, and thank you all for joining us today here on Live with Swagger, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye, guys. Thank you.